Hello guys, welcome to this new video on fully free format RPGLE. What we are going to see in this video is that we will be like declaring constants, then standalone variables, and declare fully free format data structures and use them in our program. So let's get started. So I have created a member here which is of the type of RPGLE in my source physical file. When I press shift F7, we have star free because we are writing the fully free format RPGLE code, and this is not like the semi-fixed format RPGLE code. So everything will be very free. You can write anywhere inside the full SEO editor. So firstly, we will be declaring a constant. I try to display the constant, and then we'll try to go for a standalone variable, and then we'll try to go for a data structure. So let's get started. So you should note that we should start typing from the next position to this free. So that is like 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7th position. From 7th position you should start typing your code in the normal SEO editor. So to declare anything in fully free format RPGLE, we have to write DCL, and then we type an hyphen, and then we write like C, which stands for constant here. We'll see for data structure we have DS, for standalone variable we have S. So we'll see that, but since we are working on constant, so we declared C. Like I will declare a constant like pi, and the universal value of pi is like 3.14. So we declare that. What we do is that we try to print this pi, and then return. So now just we save this member and try to compile this thing and see whether our compiler is actually printing it or not. So we go for 14, yes, delete object. So our program is now compiled and we have no error, so we'll call the program. So you can see here that you are getting the output of the constant, that is 314, 3.14, whatever we declared inside it, and it is printing properly. So next is now we go for a standalone variable. So just like the constant, what we'll do is that we'll declare a standalone variable here, and we'll like give it as number, and then we give the type of the variable. Like in RPGLE there are many types supported: integer, char, varchar, whatever you feel like you can give it, and we give an initial value to the variable that you have. So I give it as 10, and this is how like you can declare a variable in RPGLE. So now what we'll do is that we'll just write a for loop, and we'll do something with this number variable that we have. So I write for num is equal to 1 2 4. Then inside the for loop what we do is that we just display the number, and we'll just iterate it through over the loop. So we'll use the iterator like I here, and we'll give that I is equal to what, it will be equal to, and one thing you should note that between the display you should give a space, or else the compiler may throw some error. To give the standalone variable, you need to give the type of the standalone variable that you wish to print. So I wish to print it as a char here, and just the variable, that is number. This is like enough for printing, and close the for loop. So for that we have end for, and once the for loop is closed, so what we can do, we can just type the return function, which will indicate the last record. For time being, what I will do is that I will like comment out this code for constant, so that it doesn't interfere with our standalone variable code. So we are done with this code, and what we'll do is that now we'll file it and we compile it. The code is now compiled, so we call the code, and you can see that we are getting like I is equal to 1, then I is equal to 2, I is equal to 3, I is equal to 4. So here the number is getting incremented every time we go inside the loop, and it is printing using the display function that we have here, and it is displaying on the console. So the last but the most important part of this video, that is like declaring for a data structure. So quickly comment out this standalone variable code, and we'll go for the data structures. So to declare a data structure, we have the same thing, that is DCL command. It is a data structure, so we write DS for it. I'm giving the name of my data structure that I want to declare as DTA1, and we'll give the data structure as qualified. So I will tell you why this qualified in a moment once we like go ahead in this code, and then I will tell you the exact meaning of this qualified word. To end any data structure, we have like end ds, then a semicolon. So this is like the ending part of the data structure. Now inside the data structure, we will be giving some fields, also known as subfields in data structures. So the first subfield that I want to give is like the name of anything. This data structure that I am making is like of an employee object, like we have a name of the employee, so we give it as care, and we give it the size as 10, and I think I'll give the initial value as my own name for time being. So I gave the initial value of this subfield for this data structure DTA1 as my own name. And the next thing that I want to give in this data structure is the salary subfield. We give it as packed. You can also give it as zoned, but since it is a salary field, so I am giving it as packed. And the initial value that I have for the salary is like TK. Trust me guys, I don't earn that much, but still I'll give the salary as this much. So now we are like done like for this data structure DTA1, and what we'll do is that we will declare one more data structure. So for declaring ds, and we'll name it as DTA2, and what we'll do is that we'll use the like ds, like that is like data structure keyword, and we'll like give the blueprint of this data structure DTA1 to this DTA2. So we give like data structure DTA1, and then what we give is that initial values are also the same values that are inside this DTA1. They are likely to be copied inside this data structure of DTA2. So for that we have the keyword is like ds again. This is done. Now what we'll do is that we will try to display the name and the salary of the data structure 1 DTA1 dot name. So as I mentioned that this qualified keyword is given whenever this qualified keyword is used with any data structure. So like you need to give the reference of the name of this data structure to call the attributes or subfields of these data structures. So you can imagine this like in other high level languages like we have in Python, Java and all. We have classes and objects. So this is like somewhat of that kind, but not exactly like that. So we need to like refer something through an object. So for that we need this qualified keyword. Without the qualified keyword, if the data structure is declared, so you can directly refer to this name and salary that is inside the data structure, and you can use them in your program. But since we have qualified, so we need to mention DTA1 dot name. Some constant has a salary of what we do is that we give care of the DTA1 dot salary, close the brackets and close the line. We have like written for displaying for the first data structure. Now what we do is that we try to manipulate the initial values of the second data structure and the salary of the second data structure, and we try to reprint this line. So firstly what I will do is that I will RP this line. So once repeated, I will change it to data structure 2 and has the salary of data structure 2. But you should note that data structure 2 also has the initial values of the data structure 1 currently. So to change that, so we write DTA2 dot name is equal to some new name, and we also change the salary. So what we do is that we give this second employee as the salary which is greater than the first data structure salary by 15,000. So this plus equal to is just an increment operator that we have in every other high level language. So RPGLE free format also has it. Our program is like over, and we simply now indicate the last record. So for that we write return. I forgot a semicolon here, so we'll put quickly semicolons here. So like we are done with our code. Try to compile this code, so I'll file it and 14 to compile. So once compiled, we'll call the code. So it displays the name of the first employee, that is my name, that has salary of this much, and when we press enter again, so we have the name of the second employee and which has the salary of 65,000 because we like added 15,000 to the original salary. So this was all for this video. Like this video we covered about the DCL keyword, which was a replacement for the C specs that we had in the semi-free format RPGLE code. Like there we had to write every time free and end free, and we wrote the calculation specification in the free format, in the semi-free format RPG. But here in the fully free format we have this DCL code, and how you can like declare constants using the DCL, how you can declare standalone variables, use them in your programs, and how you can like declare data structures, manipulate them, and give them qualified or non-qualified and use them in your fully free format RPGLE code. So I hope that these things are clear to you, and if you have any doubts regarding this video, feel free to write in the comment section, and I will definitely reply to them. In the next video we'll see about arrays in fully free format RPGLE. So do check it out and give a thumbs up to this video. If you like my work, please do hit the like, share and subscribe button.